Tuesday's training was encouraging, north of 2 plates, minimally so, 226 pounds for 7 working sets of 6 consecutive repetitions, and they honestly felt smooth all the way across the board. So chalking that up as a big win. I love when my pressing movements are north of 2 plates for multiple repetitions and across multiple working sets. It's always a point of encouragement. It's always pleasing to the ego. Then we got some wide grip rows going immediately after that before transitioning into some lat press downs. Still not finding these all that difficult, but it's enjoyable to have a little bit of variation that doesn't absolutely annihilate me through every working set. Once in a while, mixing in some variety that isn't the most difficult thing you've ever done serves you well, mentally and physically. From there, we went into something that was definitely demanding. We've got the lying tricep extensions rolling here with the easy bar, 130.5 pounds for a top end set of 6. One of my favorite exercise variations, becoming even further my favorite, if that's even possible, because I continue to progress on these week over week, month over month, and I really just want to get 2 plates on each side of that bar for a couple of clean repetitions. Even one would be great. Just one repetition with 2 big wheels per side, and I would feel like I am absolutely cruising when it comes to triceps development, specifically triceps strength. And then we finished off with some easy bar curls, pretty basic, nothing fancy, and that was a wrap on Tuesday's training session. And here we are just cruising with conventional deadlifts as well, 418.5 pounds for a top end set of 6 consecutive repetitions, and these felt a lot smoother than I expected they would have. Now, from here, interestingly enough, I transitioned into a very light back off set, 302 pounds for 2 sets of 6. Doesn't sound like it's all that challenging, and to be completely honest, it wasn't challenging to pull, but I will confirm that my glutes, my hamstrings, my lower back were definitely next to toast after all of that working volume, because you have to consider math-wise, this is the most volume I've ever done across working sets. Even though it's quite light, I'm just not used to doing multiple sets in a row on conventional deadlifts. That's not how I used to train, or at least not how I've trained in recent years. After finishing off with all of these conventional pulls, we moved on to step-ups to the 18-inch box with the SSB, 130 pounds on the bar for 5 sets of 5 repetitions. Getting very confident stepping up to this height with greater loads on my back. Encouraged to pass 1 wheel per side. That'll be a pretty big day as far as I'm concerned. And then we finished up with 4 sets on the glute ham raise, 10 pounds held at chest level, 8 repetitions per set. A lot of posterior chain taking place in this training session, that is for sure. And the floor press surprised me Saturday morning. I struggled a lot more than I initially expected to. This set slowed down earlier on in the required rep scheme than I imagined it might. What a sad Saturday morning that proved to be. But I cleared the set, so it wasn't all that sad. It was just a little bit sad that it wasn't as easy as I wanted it to be, but we're still going to chalk it up as a victory. Crushed the back off sets here, 255.5 pounds. 4 sets of 6 respectively, and then we got some T-bar rows going here, building that back, stacking those 45s onto the T-bar setup. Probably going to get some more 45s on there in the very near future, and then we've got one of the variations that's going to be sticking around for a long time to come, the reverse hyper row face pulls, really building those rear delts, strengthening those shoulders. And then I hit a PR on close grip bench, 192 pounds for a set of 10, before backing it off for 3 sets of 10 respectively with 170.5 pounds. All in all, it felt really good to move this amount of volume on the close grip bench, and it pretty much flew the entire time. Even that top end set felt clean, and all of the back off work did as well. And then we basically brutalized the triceps with some lying tricep extensions using the kettlebells, and that was a wrap on Saturday. Just getting ready right now to get under the bar for leg day Sunday morning. We have volume squats today, so we'll be working with 300 10 pounds, 7 working sets of 6 repetitions, 42 total reps, and it should inch us forward 1% or 2 on squat volume. It's going to be a great time. Greasing that groove and building out that foundation. It's key. It's going to pay off long term. And if you ever feel like volume squats are going to be a good time, you're wrong. They're never a good time. Even with the most incremental progressions in total working volume, these really just make my legs so sad for the remainder of the day. The pump is unreal, and even the mental fatigue afterwards is very, very high. I find, at least. Transitioned into some pull-throughs on the belt squat, putting that belt squat to good use. These are feeling a little bit better on the grip, but still not all that great. And then we finished off with some high rep dimbles, 3 sets of 30 with 150 pounds. Between the pull-throughs and the dimbles, my glutes were gone. That was a successful week of training.